This is the Let's Play where we're playing through the various updates that have come out for Minecraft on the Xbox, building stuff, killing stuff, and of course destroying stuff. And in today's episode, I'm actually going to be kind of following up on a previous goal, but I wanted to show you something first, because this is just a small little thing that I really wanted to include in a video, but didn't really necessarily know where it fit. So I figured why not include in the Let's Play and show you some cool things you can do with fireworks, because basically fireworks are pretty darn cool on console exclusively, it seems. I thought this was fireworks on all platforms, but I only recently discovered that they only really work this way on console. So here are some cool things you can do with fireworks, and then we'll be doing a bunch of granite mining. So in fact, because I'm mining to connect this world to my TU31 Let's Play world, because again, I started a world then, and you've all seen it, and I want to connect that underground. I'm going to be connecting it via the really long passageway there, and then I want to maybe do a diagonal route instead. Again, we'll just kind of see how things go, because I want to get a lot of granite. Granite mining is my thing today, so we're going to put up our, we're going to set our inventory perfectly set up for mining. We're going to have this, then that, and then some fireworks. We need them because flying around is always fun, and then we'll have the sword there, and then pretty much everything else is inconsequential. In fact, we could probably just dump a bunch of it into end chests if we want to, and maybe we'll do that if we fill up our inventory too fast. But first of all, let's show you some things you can only really do with the firework rocket on console, because I've noticed, I figured this tunnel's a really great place to do that actually, because I've noticed that you can actually like fly while you're only running along the ground, only on this version of the game. On other versions, you need at least a few blocks of height, and even then sometimes flying doesn't seem to activate, whereas on console it's the most forgiving flying, which means if you want to, and you do this right, again, it's really tricky to actually nail, you can actually fly from standing down a tunnel like this. And this is the most amazing thing to see, because again, I just flew down that entire 200 something block tunnel in like a few seconds. And again, it's a really fun thing to do. If you have an elytra, if you have fireworks, then you use very little elytra to actually do that. That was like 2 seconds of flying. As you can see, pretty much no elytra wear and tear. And yeah, there you go. Pro tip for you all, you can fly like that. And you can also do it through water, which I'll do the first time we go back to base, because that's a thing we'll be doing. But first of all, I want to kind of talk about what I've been up to this week, because this, the Let's Play, even though it's fun to play Minecraft and talk about what's gone on with that, although it's been a while since I spoke about something necessarily directly about Minecraft in this, right, but I swear it is one of the things that I, that occupies my time in a week and that I have fun doing. I know I had a fair bit of fun mining yesterday on this world, and I was like, that's really good, why don't we do a mining episode again, because even though there's like some huge number of people that just hate them to their core, and like obviously it's one of the reasons that the Let's Play isn't the biggest series on the channel, I figured let's do it anyway, because it's fun, and maybe that'll be a thing. So basically, yeah, I figured that what I've been up to this past week I would mention first, because again, it's weird because it's like a cross between a vlog. If you're curious as to what I've been up to, apparently this is the series to watch. But yeah, basically, so what have I been up to in the past week? This is really weird, but I'm trying to, I watched a couple more movies, objectively bad ones to the record. I'm not even going to mention them because it's not worth knowing about, but basically, I watched a couple of bad movies this past week, and I thought it was really interesting because, I'm trying to get, like, scientific about, like, something as small as, like, oh yeah, so watching movies, right? Like, you go to the place, sometimes with some friends, usually with, people of some form, and then you watch a thing, and you're stuck there for 2 hours, but it's okay, because you eat snacks, and, like, it's dark, and it's, something about the movie theater, or, like, the cinema, as we call it in the UK at least, I think it's just the UK. It's pretty interesting, and I've been trying to get, like, again, scientific with the whole thing. So I'm like, okay, what happens if you sit at the very back? What happens if you sit at the very front? Getting there like 10 minutes early, so I have to watch like a few minutes of ads, but instead it just means play with your phone or whatever. I know, I was like, I'm going to work it out, because at some point in my life, maybe, like, there'll be like a long series of movies I want to watch in a row, and I'm going to be like, I'm going to nail this experience down, because I feel like one of the cool things about, like, pretty much any aspect of life, is you can master the tiniest things. Like, honestly, mastering sleep, it seems like a stupid thing, but like, when you first realize that there's a best way to sleep, and a way that you can master that area of your life, your whole life gets so much better. If you can master eating a good breakfast, because again, breakfast, this sounds like I'm just going to use it to rant about breakfast again, but I swear, like, if you get a good breakfast, it is like, also we need to go down 2 blocks, I think. So more granite for me. But honestly, if you get a good breakfast, I'm not just going to do this to rant about breakfast, but I feel like a good breakfast is honestly enough to like kickstart, okay, that's dangerous. It's honestly enough to like kickstart your whole life a little bit, and that sounds like a weird like motivational trainer quote, like, good breakfast equals good life. But no, the truth is like, every like tiny detail, if you master it, it can have like knock-on effects everywhere, because again, even though you might think like, I'm only saying 5 minutes, like if you say 5 minutes a day, I don't know how much 5 minutes a day for the rest of your life is. I could calculate it on the spot as, like, what, like 1,800 minutes a year? What is that, like a full day? That's more than a day. That's 30 hours a year. Over your life, that's like 10 days. And that's something as small as, like, if you just work out, like, always have, like, free breakfast in the house, because You know, you can't. So sometimes, personally, I always feel like, you know, I don't want to eat that. I want to try something else today. If you just realize that ahead of time and you plan for it, then boom, you just saved 30 days of your life, and 30 days is enough to, like, at least, you know, if you spent your whole 30 days doing it, not that I would, it's enough to, like, learn a serious skill. I could, like, learn to play guitar with that, or learn to, like, speak Spanish or something, as a lot of people off the geography live stream would say. But yeah, basically, one of the crazy things is, like, you know, something as simple as getting your breakfast in order can lead to you being someone who, you know, later down the line, speaks Spanish, whereas other people can't. And although that's a weird, like, specific coupling, I think with the movies, it's like, you know, I'm gonna master this, and I'm gonna work out, like, what is the best way to do it, because then, you know, like, the movies are it's such a weird thing, because it's just something that comes up every now and then, where it's like, oh, I guess we should watch this thing, and being the guy who's like, oh yeah, don't worry, I got this nailed down. Like, for instance, I find that even though some cinemas every now and then get really upset when you bring outside food in, as long as you buy something there, I feel like it equalizes out. Like, again, as long as you buy, like, a drink there, they're never going to be upset that you bring food from elsewhere, especially if it's not food they don't sell. So, you know, whatever, do that. And, for instance, like, some cinemas have, like, those nicer seats. Are they worth the money? You know, you have to know these things ahead of time, because if you make a decision on the spot, because maybe I'm just really bad at, like, making on-the-spot decisions, so sometimes I am, because I've said this before, but, like, one of the real tragedies in life is, like, when I was, like, young, and I was given some amount of money to spend at a shop, I'd be like, wait, if I buy one thing, then I can't buy every other thing. It's called, like, the opportunity cost. I learned as I got older, but still, it's kind of like that, and I was like, you know, I'm gonna master this thing. Like, 2 movies in a week is, like, too much, right? But I was like, you know, it's cheap anyway, because I think one of the cinema chains is, like, cheap every day of the week anyway, and it's like, you know, I have to learn this one, because, you know, there are movies that you do really need to watch, and you wanna make it perfect. Like Star Wars, for instance, you know, because some people only watch Star Wars, which is weird, like, why Star Wars? But whatever, like, some people only watch Star Wars, or they only watch a Marvel film, or they only watch whatever, you know, captures their fancy, whatever it is, and you gotta have that nailed down. So that was the craziest rant I've ever been on. I know, like, the vast majority of you that haven't seen many videos before are like, wait, so Kat, are you clinically insane? Is this, like, do you recall these from a mental hospital? But I swear, oh, my pickaxe is, like, close to broken. But yeah, I swear, like, there's a little bit of science in, like, you know, if you can just work out perfectly something, and, like, then you can spend your thoughts elsewhere. Like, I really think the difference between people who get, like, a lot done in a day, and the difference between people who get, like, nothing done, because I used to have a friend, I don't want to call him out by name, but his name is Johnny, and that could be a fake name, and he had the biggest problem, like, getting stuff done. Like, I think he had, like, a similar problem to me, where he's, like, bouncing all over the place, like, oh, I'll just spend 5 minutes, you know, doing this, and then 5 minutes on, you know, Reddit, and then 5 minutes doing that, and then by the end of the day, you've done, you know, essentially nothing. And again, sorry if this word ever gets to you, Johnny. I don't. I'm talking about a different Johnny. But no, like, I think he'd admit it himself, and it's one of those things where, as if you just, like, work out how to optimize everything, so the only goal ahead of you is like, oh, the thing I want to get done is this thing that I have to get done, then suddenly magic happens. Or maybe that's just a crazy thought I have personally. So yeah, we've gone a fair bounce south now. Like, this is a pretty long tunnel. We're going to mine upwards now, because I'm pretty much out of stuff anyway. And I'm going to hope and pray that we end up... Oh, there's a tunnel here. Hope and pray that we end up in our old Let's Play world. And I think, given that we've just found that, I think we just have. So let's check. Let's just be sure, because this tunnel could have come from anywhere. Like, I have no idea what this tunnel's all about. Yeah, it must be a, oh, look, wait, there's a ladder going up here. Aha! I don't know where that goes up to, actually, but I'm like 95% sure this is the old Let's Play, the new old Let's Play world. The old new Let's Play world? Whatever it is. So, yeah, that's what I've been up to. I've been getting scientific with the movie things, and now that's like, I don't know, like, personally, I feel like 4 movies in, like, 2 weeks is, like, so much, like, more than any person could watch. But maybe it's not, because one of the times I went in, and it was like a really teeny movie. Like, I think it was called, like, Status Update. Look up the summary line if you don't know it. It's so ridiculous. It's something along the lines of, like, what if there was a social network and everything you posted came true? And it's like, oh, okay then. I mean, what if that was the case? And I think the long story short, the short answer to that is like, well, I guess you would give yourself everything, but maybe you don't want everything. And I guess that's a valuable lesson to learn, but it was like a really, I don't see how that could have any appeal to anyone who was, you know, not a teenager, for instance. But, you know, I watched it just because I was like, you know, I want to see some bad movies as well as some good movies, you know. I want to, because it was one that, like, it, like, just came out that day, and I was like, there is no way to tell how good this movie is, because it's not big enough for anyone to even want to review. And I was like, you know, I have to know. I'm going to, like, put out my own estimate on, like, what it actually is, and then compare it to the thing. Also, we've got to have a better way to, like, link this together, right? I don't think we do, though. I think we just have to, like, cut into it like this, maybe? And then, like, yeah, if we just remove this wall, and then, there we go. That's like, all okay. Except I removed the way down, but it doesn't matter. So there we go. We just kind of cut into here. And now the next challenge, I'll do this, like, later, because my inventory's full, is to, like, cut diagonally across this thing, and try and slice from here to there, which is going to be really tricky, actually. So, if I dump my inventory... No, I really want to show you the water thing. Again, water thing you can do with your fireworks. So I feel like that should come up. Also, yeah, so that's what I've been up to this past week. Hope you got something from that, although really it's just like, you know, I've been on apparently watching too many movies, which it's just like, because I never watch movies at my own house. Like, I try to do it every now and then, but I literally can't, because I'll always get like 20 minutes in and I'll be like, you know what, at this exact moment, I would enjoy watching a YouTube video more, or I would enjoy checking social media, whatever, you know, not social media, but like, I would enjoy doing something, playing a game. Like, why am I wasting 2 hours doing this? But if you go somewhere physically dedicated, you're, like, locked in, and usually that's terrible, but, like, if it's something you know you probably should do, like, again, there are a lot of movies where I'm like, you know, I need to watch this. Like, for instance, with Star Wars movies, I know this is, like, this is a bad way to think about the world, but, you know, it's apparently the way I think about it anyway. But, also, let me show you. As you can see, you can actually swim in the ocean, which means you can swim like that. It's really cool, and I'll show you the best way to use it later. Because, again, want to show you some cool firework things that, because you also gotta, like, find the space for it. So let me, oh, gosh. Okay, so all the chests here are filled, but fortunately, I happen to, okay, so even not enough space for that. Fortunately, I happen to, realize that there's a chest I can just make myself. We'll just dump all the stuff we don't want in here, so cobblestone, granite. I don't think I want diorite. I know I want one of the blocks, because I saw on Twitter, like, a use of it, because you can use it with slabs. Again, I want to work out a use for all of these blocks, because I still have barely used them besides this one world. So I'm gonna make that happen. Don't worry, it's gonna be a thing, but like later. So yeah, now we've gone to sleep. We want to keep only the granite. We'll even like put our iron in the furnace or something. Like just go in there, do other things that aren't near me. Put the redstone in here. Also, why is my redstone split evenly into 2 stacks? That's a very odd thing. Okay, so we're good. I think we're good. So we've only got a few slots. I'd really like to have more, but we don't, so that's fine. So we'll just go down, and now we're going to make a diagonal, like, cross-section, because I feel like flying through a diagonal cross-section, doing the same little technique, that's got to be, like, the ultimate way to do things, right? So that's how we're going to try and do things. So, by the way, look at this. My boat pathway is now it's just a walkway because of Frostwalker. It's really weird going back to, like, old builds and realizing that I made these before some huge invention that kind of makes them obsolete. Like, for instance, I made all these huge sky railways because it was the fastest way to get around. And I was like, okay, if I have to walk, I'll put ice down there. But nowadays, the fastest way to get around is the Elytra, which doesn't require you to actually put anything in. And actually, I think that's, like, not a problem necessarily, but I think it's an interesting thing in Minecraft where, like, sometimes they introduce things which require you to do more stuff. So I love the beacon, as you'll see in my, video about how beacons were meant to be coming out soon, or out now. The way I release videos is I record a bunch, I plan a bunch and record a bunch, and like I don't mean like groups of 3 or 4, so like knowing exactly which day they're released is tricky for me, but it's the best way for me to like, again, actually give them all individual attention, make sure I get research on, etc. But anyway, that's basically because, also I feel like we should start the diagonal here. Yeah, like if we're going to have it go to this chest room for some bizarre reason, then we'll start the diagonal cut like here. And then we'll just go down. Yeah, sure, that. It technically makes sense, so we're going to stick to it. So just down 2 blocks, I think it was. And then we're just going to cut diagonally across for as long as we can. And then we'll reach our old tunnel way, and then we'll keep going forwards. That's the plan. Let's stick to it, and let's see where it takes us. I want to make it wider than 1 block, but for now, like, just so we can make sure we're doing it right. And just so I can, like, repair my pickaxe before we do more. We'll just do 1 wide, and then we should have, like, the coolest diagonal look. Because the longer a diagonal tunnel goes, the better it looks, in my opinion, at least. But yeah, back to what I was saying. So, yeah, as you'll see from the beacons thing, I feel like beacons are a positive example of change. Because when they were introduced to the game... Also, we need to just make more torches. Like, let's just, like, do that. When they were introduced to the game, they gave you the inspiration or the requirement in some way. So let's make sure this is going perfectly diagonal still. So there's a torch there, a torch there, a torch there, a torch here. And then we go through here. Yep, okay, we're good. Wait, is this still perfect? Yeah, it is. Okay, it doesn't matter if there's other tunnels going through it. It's fine. But yeah, basically, it encouraged you to go mining. It encouraged you to make these huge structures. The mega beacons, like a creativity example. But the one problem with the Elytra is, like, it doesn't encourage you to do more stuff because it works on everything, which is great the moment it comes out, but it's bad for the longevity of the game afterwards. And I feel like there's actually an interesting correlation between like Minecraft updates that added features for the long run and how good they were later down the line, and Minecraft updates which added things temporarily. So, you know, the Elytra update 1.9 added the End City Islands, which you could explore forever, or at least it added the portals to them. It's confusing, you know, how the things work. But anyway, you know, added those, you know, the portals, it added the Elytra, it added lots of stuff to do, but in reality, most people just, like, use it to do less work in their existing worlds. And I feel like there's something interesting where, like, the more you require someone to work for something, even though it should be the opposite, like, you know, free things should be the best, and free things every now and then are the best. But the truth is at least when it comes to certain things in Minecraft, and honestly a lot of things in the real world too, right? Even though it seems like it'd be best just to, oh, we got 4 torches too many. Whatever, it's fine. But even though it seemed like it'd be the best thing to do it that way, it's actually not. So yeah, I know. I really hope that 1.13, the aquatic update, includes some like long-term features, because a lot of the stuff they always work on is always like, I guess, casually aimed, and that's good, you know, like, it's good to keep more casual players coming in, but I also would love to see, like, retention of the long-term players, because that's, I feel like one of the things that's, like, lost my drive here is, like, I don't really have any new goals, it's just been the same goals forever, and that's why I've been, like, giving myself some new ones, like, you know, I want to make a granite structure, and I actually read the comments, so I read the comments on every single one of these. I feel like if you watch the Let's Play, you're not, like, the cool, you know, group of people that, like, you know, seek out these videos, because it's not easy to find a Let's Play. Like, they're not heavily recommended by YouTube. Like, in fact, they're not recommended at all by YouTube. You know, like, so anyone who, like, seeks them out, it's like, yeah, this is someone who, like, wants to hear me talk about, I don't know, apparently movies and beacons, but it's still something I've always, I thought was cool, and I've appreciated at the very least. And, also, this tunnel was going diagonally for a really long time. Like, look how crazy long that is. We could try and fly diagonally through this. It won't work, but it'd be fun. But back to what I was saying. So I feel like one of the interesting things is with the sorry, lost my train of thought. Sorry. Okay, one of the interesting things with the Let's Play is like because I know like people have to seek it out. I know that it's usually not going to be people who are like here. They're here because they want to hear what's going on. They don't want to try and, or they, you know, they're fine with like helping out. But like some people like only watch the channel because they want to. I don't even know why, but like some people are just like, hey, it's like, I know you spend like a decent amount of your day trying your hardest to help us out with Minecraft and doing this and that, but the truth is you know, this idea just wasn't original enough for me, and therefore, or like, the truth is like too many people click this video, and therefore I hate you for it. Like the number of reasons that people like hate on YouTube, I feel like as you get bigger, people just start to think like, you know, he's a big YouTuber, he must be like the rest of them or something, right? But the truth is like, as I got bigger, the very few things changed besides the moment I could do it full time. That obviously meant I started uploading twice a day, a little bit after I started doing full time YouTube. So that was like one of the big changes, and you know, I think that's a purely positive one. But a lot of people just assume that like, once you get to a certain size, just everything changes. And I honestly can't think of like things that are less true than that, you know? It just, it's weird that like there's just preconceived notions and people use that as an opportunity to be like, well, therefore you must be garbage, and therefore I should hate you because you're... Because, I mean, honestly, it's really weird because YouTube is such a community-focused platform, and the creators of the biggest communities have their own, like, counter-community culture. Because think about it this way, like, there's, like, really popular music. It's called, what, like, pop music? I don't actually know if pop music actually just stands for popular music. Because pop music, even if a music is popular, it can't be pop music unless it's like pop music genre. Again, I have no understanding of music, so apologies about that. But you know how like some people just like pop music. In fact, a lot of people default to pop music. Like you might like, I'm gonna make up some names, like maybe pop music people. You might like your Kesha, or you might like your, I'm showing my like bad. But when it comes to like popular music, I have no idea. Like I know songs. If you played it to me, I'd get it. But like I don't actively seek out the artist because you know it's just the generic form of music. And there's always going to be some desire to be like, yeah, I don't like that music because it's too big and popular. I like this vague music of this guy singing about, or like pirate metal or whatever it is. My brother at one point was really into what he called, I think, pirate metal or like pirate screamo, or some like bizarre like music. And it was probably a joke, but it's still one of those things, right, where you listen to it and you're like, yeah, some people like pirate music, and also we must have gone past it by now. Like I must be mining into like some unknown abyss, because I'm not finding anything at all. And if I was, maybe I just mined alongside the start of the video, Because if this works out, it's going to be perfect. But if I'm like a block below the surface this whole time, it's going to be a little bit painful. So this is where a map would be so handy, by the way. Like, I'd appreciate a map about now. But we don't have one, so that's fine. But yeah, back to what I was saying. So yeah, people, there's some like number of people who are just like, well, you're big, so therefore you must be terrible. And I've never liked that. That like people try to apply this like really weird set of standards to me. That I guess because like the truth is like if you want to hate someone, because this is some okay. So there are certain YouTubers. I'd name them, but like it doesn't necessarily matter who they are. Like pick a big YouTuber if you want to. Like you know, I'll pick the modern day equivalent of the YouTuber I'm thinking of. Think about like one of the Pool brothers, right? The truth is like even though they are bad YouTubers because they're not actually YouTubers, they're Vine people. But even though so I guess it'd have to be someone like who's homegrown to be a fair example. But even then, a lot of people, even though there are reasons to hate them, they're not going to come up with a good reason to hate them. They're going to be like, oh, I don't like them because like, oh yeah, they're super popular and this sort of stuff. And it's like, I mean, oh, apparently the tunnel was 2 blocks too high. Interesting. But anyway, here we are. Even all of that diagonal distance only took me like halfway, like towards the mob spawner. So I must have mined for a serious distance. Because now I have like the most insane diagonal tunnel. Like you can see so far, it just looks like an optical illusion. And then I think at some point we'll like double extend this. Or like at least look for granite. But for now, we got ourselves a stack and a half of granite. Which is actually surprisingly unimpressive. Like given all the stuff we did, you'd figure we'd have a bit more. But yeah, a lot of people just hate someone for the reason of it. Like I remember, again, like a big YouTuber equivalent of like, it had millions at the time, which at the time was worth like tens of millions, in today's YouTube money. But basically, some people would just be like, I don't like that guy. And I'd be like, oh, why? Yeah, you must dislike him for the same reason. Because, I thought he did like some really, really like questionable practices to promote himself over like a charity. It was a really bad thing. And he's just like, I don't like him because he seems like he's really full of himself and arrogant. And it's like, I mean, it's a valid reason, I guess. But I mean, like, is it really? Or is that just being like, not liking it for... I don't know, like maybe everyone has that same thing in their head, and like he was just honest enough to admit it. Or maybe we don't, I'm not sure. But anyway, let me show you the coolest thing you can do with fireworks in water. As you can see, you hop in it. Oh, I didn't actually go in flying. But yeah, you can only, if you try to fly in water on the Bedrock version, it actually won't let you. But the Elytra works like oddly different on console actually. Like also, it's really hard to do this apparently. There we go, no. No, okay, so I don't know why I'm having difficulties all of a sudden. I swear, this doesn't always happen. Just this one time. So we're going to try and fly into the water now. Nope, didn't work. Okay, so you can't fly into water if you're flying and you hit water. See, I was flying there, but not quite right, apparently. So we'll just fly into the water using a rocket. Okay, that... I've never failed so much. How can I... Like, I did this... I do this every time just for fun. I've done it in background gameplay, and it's been entirely fine. But now all of a sudden, like, it's the recording curse. The moment you turn on a record, like, the moment you try to record something, you have to try a little bit. You're doing something else at the same time, so I guess it's a bit harder. There we go. So now we're flying, and we can do this. Isn't this wonderful? And now we're still in fly mode, by the way. Fly from that one to that one, and this one to this one. And now fly down. Look at that. That's wonderful. It uses a lot of Elytra use that time, so wouldn't recommend it. But still, you can fly up water, and it's a really fun way to fly, because no one expects it. And you can, I'd love to see a glide map based on that, actually. So, actually, I guess there is no more glide maps, are there? Rip in peace, glide, rip in peace. So, yeah, today, in conclusion, actually, I'm going to mine some of that granite. I want the granite. I don't want the episode to end. I like these when they go a bit longer. So, extra little bit of longer episode. Appreciation time. But yeah, I think the larger you get, the more people try and assign ulterior motives to you. Because to get big in any field, you have to do things outside the normal for that field. Like if I was just every other Minecraft YouTuber doing, Minecraft and Roblox roleplay videos or whatever the standard is these days, I think people would be less interested in that because like then I could just there's gonna be one guy who's the best at that, and then everyone else who's just doing the same and slightly worse. So, oh jeez, I didn't prepare for this. But basically, yeah, I feel like if I did the exact same thing, that wouldn't be a good thing. So I'm doing something different, and some people are going to be like, oh, maybe he's doing that different thing for bad reasons. Because we have like a societal impulse in us to be cautious of people who do different things. Like, I think different is a good thing. You know how like some people have to be like, I'm different, and that's good. That's because some people, I think by default, we don't like different. We like things that are roughly the same as us in some way. Because we have that, again, I've said it before, in-group, out-group mentality, where some people... Oh, I started flying without even trying there. Like, I just held down A, and it happened. But yeah, because, we used to be tribes, and the best way to protect your tribe was to have, like, the in-tribe and the out-tribe. You kill the out-tribe, and you feed the food to the in-tribe. Whatever, particular example you need to do. And because of that, some people have to be like, oh, he's doing different things. Therefore, question mark, question mark, question mark, evil, probably? I don't know. It could be true. And I guess that's, like, a thing that's right. Anyway, I'm ranting too much. It's just something that, like, comes up and, like, I guess irritates me a bit. Because one of the things I care about more than anything is trying to provide YouTube videos that I would want to watch. And a lot of people will see that as like, yeah, like, I mean, you made the video that I was thinking, or that I really would like to watch also. And therefore, why are you doing this for free, Toycat? And it's like, well, I mean, it's not quite for free, because, like, the ad revenue and the people who super chat and sponsor, etc., they're paying for it, so you don't have to. It's like, oh, so now you're doing it because you want people to pay you. And it's like, it's entirely voluntary on their part. Like, I'm not ever gonna, like, force anyone. I mean, I'm pretty certain I won't ever force someone to sponsor, but it's like entirely but then they're like, wait, why would people just voluntarily give you money? I don't want to voluntarily give you money. And it's like, fine, if you don't want to, that's cool. People do it because they want to support whatever's going on here. And I don't know, it's just like, you can get in like this endless loop of like, there's always going to be, I can be as open as I like, but there's always going to be some aspect you can be like, aha, he's not telling us about that. And then you can extrapolate, oh, he's not telling us how much he gets paid, because for the record, it's contract reasons. Therefore, he must make $1 million a month, and he's using it to build a death ray. That's just what Toycat's doing. We just know it we know it for a fact. Like, why else would he not tell us? If he wasn't building a death ray, he could tell us how much money he was making. It's it's a pretty popular like way to discredit someone easily, and like everyone's mind does it all the time anyway. Like, wouldn't it make you feel just like, oh yeah, it makes sense if you're like, oh, well, you see, I know, like, there are some things that people are, like, pre-inclined to believe, and... Well, I've gone over that enough. So, speaking of things that people are pre-inclined to believe, I was considering recently, because, like, I feel like I have it in me, the ability to be very fat. Like, I feel like I have to, like, keep myself in check every single time I eat, because if I, if I would just give myself the ability to eat what I want, within, like, weeks, I would, like... Well, in fact, every time I do, I gain, like, something like 5 pounds a week or something. Like, it's absurd how much more I can eat than what I actually have use for. Oh, hello, creeper. And because of that, I was thinking, like, I need to get on, like, a, one of those, like, bizarre, random, like, health diet things, where people believe that there's some magic that's actually keeping them healthy. Because I really do believe, as I said, maybe last week, that because if you think something is true, then it, the effects of it will kind of be true by themselves, right? Like, if you really, really believe that only eating cheese is going to not give you cancer, then at the very least, even if like somehow it doesn't, because I can't imagine there is any link. There's a tiny % chance you're right. No matter how crazy an opinion is, there's a chance it's right. Like, think about how crazy telling people the Earth was round would be, like, 500 years ago, like 1500 years ago. Like, if you go, I was trying to work out, like, when did we believe the Earth was flat? And it's like, oh, actually, shockingly recently. If you go back that amount of time. Also, I found some gold. I have to mine gold. Yeah, I feel like if you go back any amount of time with any knowledge, it's going to sound crazy by today's standards. So you've got a tiny chance of being right. Plus, then, if you really believe you're right, the amount of, like, like, extra benefit that has, where you're like, oh, because of all this anti-nutritional benefits. So I was thinking, like, would it be cool if I just believed that, like, if you eat 15 pieces of celery a day, your brain works faster or something? And I was considering, like, can you actually pick up a fake belief on purpose? Like, again, because I'm really cynical about most of the world. In the same way when a lot of people, I shared, like, because I recently got a book from some Mormon people who came past my door, and everyone who sees the book, no one immediately assumes, like, oh, you've just converted. Everyone's like, oh, why do you have that book? Like, it's clearly not religious reasons. And it's like, I wonder why that is. And it's like, well, I mean, you're quite a skeptical person. And yeah, I feel like that is actually one of my, like, big personality traits, and probably not a good one, honestly. Like, being skeptical has a lot of downsides. If someone's just like, someone gave me chocolate recently in an airport lounge, and I immediately was like, I thought they were staff at first, then it turned out they weren't, and I was like, why would you give out free chocolate? And I just, like, if I'd have just eaten the chocolate, I'd have been happy. But because I think, like, why would someone do that? There's no, is there any good reasons for it? And because I spent so long, oh, potato. That's a 1 in 40 drop chance. But because I spent so long like thinking about it, I didn't eat the chocolate in the end. Or I did actually like weeks later to prove a point to my friends who were like, you that scared of it? And I was like, I think I'm just gonna eat the chocolate. But the amount of like extra brain power, like also there's so much iron in this cave. I want to mine it, but I kind of don't at the same time. Because we're here today to find granite. That's all we're doing. There's so much iron in this cave. Okay, I'm coming back here after the episode's done, and I'm just gonna mine up all the iron. But yeah, so for now, being skeptical is, I feel like it's a good thing for some of my videos, because I cover news, and a lot of things in the news are deliberately said, not because it's true, but because other reasons. And yeah, I want to get myself a pretend health diet, because I don't know, otherwise I'm like, if you've seen my cooking with Toy Cat Pizza, I was like, what would make pizza better? If we had more cheese. What would make pizza with more cheese better? If we had more cheese. And I did that like so many times. I basically ate cheese with a little bit of bread underneath it. It's like, oh god, that hurt me a little bit to eat. And I imagine like, I don't know. I feel like being like my stomach is like one of the worst jobs you can have. I mean, not that it's a job anyone can sign up for. Although if you want to sign up, the pay is great, and the benefits are you get to have lots of cheese. So anyway, with that said, I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Oh, I could dump my stuff in here. That's a good idea. Oh, I do. Okay, I need a saddle. I found a horse in the desert. I'm going to saddle it up next time. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But for now, I have a bunch of granite. I still don't know what I'm doing with it. So more suggestions. Again, I saw like granite statue. I saw a few ideas. And I even saw like how andesite can be useful when you like polish it. So I saw a lot of things. Thank you for all the comments. But please, I just need better inspiration. Like I don't know like what the granite statue would be out of. So I've got myself now like 10 stacks of granite. If you have an idea what to do with it, let me know. But for now, I hope you all enjoyed this week's video. Next time, I'm going to be using the saddle and also all this gold I've collected, because now I can finally make the Elder Guardian go into the tank. Yeah, we're going to have like a mob-filled episode next week. It's going to be great. I hope you all enjoyed this week. I was a little bit ill, so I'm sorry if you spotted that. I just try my hardest to like, if I extra enunciate words, then it sounds like I'm putting on a funny voice maybe. But if you did spot it, I'm sorry. Like I said, I make 2 videos a day, and even if I hurt so much I can't get out of bed, I figure I gotta do this. It's for the subscribers. It's and that's how much I care or don't care about myself. I mean, it's either I care about you or I don't care about myself, and one of those two things is good for you. Maybe. I mean, maybe it's not. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Like if you liked it, share if you liked it, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll see you all next week for episode like 338. These numbers are getting too crazy. But yeah, see you next time.